Welcome to Win the Day from Back to the Bible. I'm your coach, Pastor Nat, and today we will talk about coaching one another. Coaching youth sports is a hobby of mine. I do it less now because my kids are aging out of my expertise. But I love the opportunity to invest in the kids and develop their skills for sports and, of course, life. Now, sometimes this involves encouraging. Other times it involves comforting. And sure, there are other times it involves developing and involving the whole team. The Apostle Paul was a coach for his spiritual children and his church team. He has a pep talk for the Thessalonian believers in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up just as you are doing. Coach Paul has two instructions for these believers in light of his eschatological teaching in the previous few verses. Now, what on earth do I mean by eschatological? I mean end times. It's the coming of the Lord. Jesus is coming back with a gavel and a sword for those who reject his gift of salvation. But for the Christian, he brings rewards and opportunity to reign and rest. So Paul says, therefore, or in light of this reality, that Christians should encourage one another and build one another up. First, Paul says, encourage one another. Encourage has the idea of both exhorting and comforting. As a coach, we need to be able to do both. First, we are called to urge or lovingly direct fellow Christians to do what they are called to do. Paul has been encouraging the Thessalonian believers to live intentionally, sober lives prepared for the return of Christ. We need to do this too. We are called to live out the reality of our salvation. Remember, we are not children of darkness. We are children of light. This is what I do with coaching of the kids. I remind them of what they are to do and how to do it well. Paul also provides comfort. I mean, let's face it. Though the Thessalonians are doing well in their faith, they're not perfect. They will not always live on purpose and for a purpose. Now, their performance does not define them, nor change their value to God. I need to continually remind the kids that they're going to fumble. They're going to miss a flagpole. They will be intercepted. They will miss a catch or a block. This is just part of the growing process. I tell them, shake it off. It doesn't change a thing for them, and it doesn't change how I view them. So we need to encourage each other like Paul is doing. Now, second, Paul says they are to build one another up. This means to edify or to promote growth in their Christian faith. Too many people get saved and then sit down on the racetrack of our faith. But we were saved for more. We are called to lovingly challenge each other to keep growing in their faith. I need to remind my players that good is the enemy of great. Don't settle. Don't stop growing. Don't stop developing. Keep going. Which is why Paul says, as you are doing. You see, they're doing these things, and they need to continue. Remember that this is about one another. It's not about being alone on the journey. It's about being part of a community to help encourage and build up one another. I need to show and include my team in this for each other. That is just part of who they are. Today, keep growing in your faith. Don't settle. Don't coast. Listen to me, I'm your coach. Even if you've struggled today or this year, it's okay. God's grace is sufficient for you. He wants you to rest in His grace and then get moving again. When we encourage and build up one another, we will all win the day.